Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyam bat penjaslian. Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
You've been an integral part of our family and you've always been there to celebrate every milestone in my life. Thank you, and we welcome each and every one of you to this inaugural ceremony, and it's you to take off with
Secretary Jengketanat Pule Putih ke Sorkar Jilla Swab Nel Tembe Hakashitri Unai Lor Arajar Pausan Ula Plie Pyntbit Yake Eunoia'S Academy Kebetulan Habare Building Kebetulan Marpersha Berkehega Hotel Dan Giti Shlem Kini Shlem Ajni Kai Ben Pyntbit Yake Ketin English Creative Writing But Public Speaking Talong Try Deke Kong Napirisa Kordor Taryang Hagani Gesngi Nasa Kilang Reverend R.R. Conville Kibahinga Sem Berkblasha Khots Ngobha
The very famous poet. Rather more of a poet, he is also a prophet. His poetry has always been a prophecy. I don't know whether you've heard of Mr. Susotham, Babu Susotham. Once upon a time he wrote a poem which says, Baro Ubri Vastat Manu Bala Vanlen, the Clem the Play Kalat Kumno Unlike One Friend. It's all Greek to you, but I'll try to explain to you this way. All men and women are wise in their own God-given ways and gifts. Who can deny that? But if chances and opportunities are not given or open to them, how can they express the hearts and minds? So that is what the poet wrote decades ago. And he based this poem on one English pine tree. It's called a Dame Virat High School, situated there near Markran. So when he looked at the tree, these thoughts came into his mind. So I think Nafi also, in her own ways, God has given her this opportunity to be able to express what God has given to her, and not only to express, but to pass it on to the future generations of our beloved land.
growth in expression. So I would like to shed some light on the meaning of Eunoia. It is derived from the Greek language, which translates to beautiful thinking. And before I delve deeper into the vision of Eunoia, I would just like to share that there was a sequence of events in a circumstance that had actually catapulted me into the threshold of Eunoia'S Academy. I was due to leave this September, and with God's redirection, it had led me to this path. And I would like to use roads as metaphors. There were roads that led me back to these roots that actually were instrumental in the creation of Eunoia'S Academy. The first road began with my grandmother's words. She was a history teacher in school. So I must have been about 7 or 8, and on quiet evenings, whenever I had reposed my head on her lap, I would listen to her speak about the power of education, the power of learning. She was the first generation learner from our family, and she had to move places and fought really hard for an education. She talked to me about the motto of the school that she had taught in, which is, education is the light of life. So to the mind of a child that I was, those words became the compass in my life, and they set off a dream within me. Now that road taught me about the power of learning, how it is the light of life that can shine on the paths of other people, that can be transmitted from one generation to another. Now the second road stretched far across continents into the halls of Cardiff University. On the very first day of university, I was struck with the question that my English professors had asked me. And that question was, what will you do with the education that you receive from Cardiff University? What impact you will make if you go out into the world? Now, those professors were wayfinders. They opened the path of learning, they redefined the meaning of learning and taught me to dream bigger and to reimagine classrooms.
Our state has a peculiar issue. We talk a lot about unemployment, right? And the solutions to it. And what I personally believe, and even the government is pushing, you must have seen that they are coming up with various ways to help entrepreneurs in different ways. So why is this happening? Because due to the terrain, due to other situations, other conditions, we really don't have that big scale industries and manufacturing units in our state. So when these units are there, they give thousands of employment at one point of time, right? So, but then what we have is mostly government jobs. And if you combine all departments, mostly I think every year the vacancies coming out will be maximum 1,000. I mean, this is a very big figure. I'm assuming that it will somewhere around 500 to 1,000. But you look at how many youth are coming out today of the school. I was director school education for 2.5 years. So every year, 20,000-30,000 are passing the school education. And then, they are going into college. And then now more, with the recent changes, I think more people are coming into colleges. So maybe 40,000, 50,000 students are graduating every year from Meghalaya. So if only 1,000 jobs are created by the government, then what happens to the others? So one very important and the only possible way out is to help the entrepreneurs and create more avenues of entrepreneurship. In her speech, she mentioned that she was asked what will she do with the education that she has received. How do you give back to community? So this is very important. Our education system, unfortunately, we only talk of syllabus, getting credits, getting passing class 12 pass percentage. Yes, these are important numbers. But what is more important is that our education system is bringing out, is it giving values? Is it nurturing values and virtues? There has been a lot of talk that our students from Meghalaya are not able to clear national level exams. If you see the UPSC, there's a big debate. Like for the last 12 years, no one from here has gotten into IAS. The last IAS from here was Madam Isavanda Lalu. She was 2013 batch. And after that, none has been there. So, we also have from government side, we have a free coaching, which we do in Mati. I'm also director of that Mati. But the reason is the foundation, basically. So we have to work on, especially in school education, we have to work on, lower primary schools. For example, this building, of course, if you look at this building, it looks very big and strong. But what is the most important thing? It's the foundation, which you cannot see, it's underground. But that's the most important thing. If you don't have good foundation, you really can't sustain yourself, right? So we have to, when it comes to learning, we have to create this foundations. In this academy also, we should work on the setting up good foundations. Immediate results cannot come. We'll have to, education is such a thing where there are no low-hanging fruits, basically. People say, you need to get results in 2-3 years, but it takes time, and education is one such thing. One more thing I want to talk about is demographic dividend. You must have heard this word a lot. We say that India is a very young country, and Meghalaya is a very even younger state. In terms of our population, 60% is in that young bracket. But what if there are no skills? What if these youth are not skilled and not properly utilized, right? Today, when you go for interview, nobody is asking how much you scored in class 10, class 12, what is your CGPA in college. What they ask is what is your skill, like what can you do. You do different kind of courses, you see in future what kind of skills will be important, because just having a graduation will not be enough in the future. You need to have the skill which is required. Today, what is the most important skill? Somebody who can code the AI, because everything will be driven by AI. So we need people who can do that, right? So there are different skills you have to see and what is relevant and get acquainted with that. If we don't change, because there's a lot of resistance to change. We don't, because inertia, we just want to be what we are. But in this world which is moving at such a fast pace, my advice to all the people who are joining this learning center, Yes, language skills are very important, so get good at that, but also try to get good skills which will be relevant for you to get employment or for you to become an entrepreneur like her, so that you can also generate more employment for the other youths of Meghalaya.
Thou changes not, the compassion say, fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Be strong and courageous, not be afraid, be not discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. Be not anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And finally, Nafi, Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3. Commit to God whatever you do, and He will establish your plans.